Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So in today's video we will be talking about the vote of no confidence, and then we are going to be talking about Dembele and his future with FC Barcelona. And so we are first going to talk about the vote of no confidence. This is something that's going on within Barcelona. This is a voting system that's being taken place in Barcelona to take down one man and his board members, and that one man is President Bartomeu. And so yesterday we have heard that this voting system is going forward. There has been at least 16,521 validated votes, which means that we can now go into the next phase. And keep in mind, this is what was needed in order to go to the next phase. So this is moving forward. And let me tell you, this is huge news. The fact that we are in this phase, the fact that we are in this position with the socios and the Barcelona fans is huge news. We are now officially working as a collective, and I'm so happy to see this, to see that we can actually be together and make one thing, one goal happen. Now, this is not the first time Barcelona have gone through this phase. Back in 2008, there was one president where the fans and the socios were trying to get rid of, and that was Laporta. Now, obviously, Laporta did not resign in 2008. He did not step down from his job. The only reason why Laporta did not step down was because the voting system did fall short. We have to remember that you must at least get 66% of the validated votes to go against the president of Barcelona. For Laporta in 2008, that did not happen. They really did fall short to the 66% that they needed to achieve. Now, I know many of you guys are going to say, but wait a minute, Kevin, doesn't that mean that in this upcoming phase that we are going to go through with Bartomeu, does that mean that we might actually fall short again? Is it actually possible to complete this next phase? Should we be worried? And let me tell you, right, back in 2008, I was 12 years old. I had no clue what was going on in 2008 with Barcelona or in life in general, right? I was a kid. I was only 11 to 12 years old. But what I can tell you is this. Back in 2008, again, when Laporta was the president of Barcelona, there was a emerging Barcelona. And you guys know exactly what happened in 2008. There was players like Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets was coming in. Lionel Messi looked like the biggest talent in the world. Barcelona brought in Piqué, Dani Alves. Ronaldinho was leaving FC Barcelona. It really did look like there was a new Barcelona emerging into the world. Most importantly, Guardiola was signed to FC Barcelona, and seeing the players that were coming up in Barcelona, seeing the coach, seeing all of that, right, that really did strengthen the fans' decision to say, yes, we want Laporta to continue at Barcelona. And that is why it did fall short when it came to the voting system on whether they want Laporta out or not. And so the only reason why I want to tell you that is because if you compare that time of Laporta in that summer and you compare that to Bartomeu's time, knowing that we just lost 8-2, and it has also been announced that Barcelona is 749 million euros in debt, and it even got to a point where everyone is suggesting for these members to not take charge of the 800 million euro investment in the Camp Nou. You would say that Bartomeu is in a much worse position to try and continue as the Barcelona president going forward. And yes, it's clear Bartomeu's time right now throughout this phase of the voting system is much worse than Laporta's. We don't even have a promising emerging Barcelona at the moment. And I think that with all of that taken into account, this voting system will go all the way through and smash through every door, through every window, through every wall. Bartomeu will be leaving FC Barcelona no matter what. I did not even talk about the situation of Lionel Messi wanting to leave Barcelona. That was like the last straw for this club. And there has been a report that did come out 24 hours ago from Cat Radio stating that there will be a board meeting next week. Now, I can't tell you what that meeting is going to be about. I have no idea what's going to go on. I assume that they're going to have a discussion of saying that we should resign from Barcelona, but who knows what's going to happen, right? And after all of these reports, after the motion of no confidence were stating that the voting system will go forward, unfortunately, there has been a report that has also stated Bartomeu feels more determined to continue than a few days ago, but there are at least 3 executives who are thinking of resigning. The meeting where it will be decided whether to resign or continue is not called, but it is scheduled for next week. So we have to remember this, right? Right now, at the moment, as we speak, as you're watching this video, we are in that phase where a referendum is being taken place, and it has to be taking place within 20 days. We do have a time frame to complete this whole thing. What do we need to do and see within these next 20 days? We need to see at least 66% of these validated votes to say we don't want Bartomeu to continue at Barcelona. If that does happen, Bartomeu and the board members will leave Barcelona. And like I did state before, this will go through. Seeing everything that has been going on throughout the whole year of 2020, this will go through and you cannot even question it. Now, here's my main concern, right? As I was thinking about this and consuming all of this information, here is my biggest concern, and this is going to be on a sporting level, and this is something that does need to be questioned. And so I'm going to paint you guys the picture. There has already been multiple reports stating that Barcelona will be going for Eric Garcia and Memphis Depay in January during the transfer window. Those are the two players Barcelona do want to get. And let me tell you, if we do get Eric Garcia and Memphis Depay in Barcelona, knowing that we have Coutinho, Trincao, Pedri, Serginho Dest, and many other new players, in result, we are basically going to see a new Barcelona by the end of this season, and also with a new system in place. Now, I want you guys to remember that, right? Just remember, there is going to be a new Barcelona by the end of this season. And so assuming that all of this does work out with the voting system, we get a new president by January of 2021. Every time we do bring a new president, they do favor on bringing a new coach. For example, Laporta wants to bring Guardiola, Victor Font wants to bring in Xavi Hernandez. We also have Jordi Fati, who wants to bring in Klopp from Liverpool. And so every president does want to come in with a strong coach to strengthen their position to be the president of Barcelona. And so two of these presidents that I have just named, they have already stated that if Koeman impresses in his first season, he will continue with the club. And I have no idea what impressing means. It is very subjective. With Koeman impressing, that could mean that he has to win the treble or he wins La Liga. Who knows what that means? But Koeman has to impress the president in order for him to continue. But let's go through the lane and the path of Koeman not impressing. Let's say that the president says, we don't want Koeman here, he needs to be out, I want to bring in my own coach with my own plans. Now you have to question, what was the whole point of these signings? Why bring in Memphis Depay and Eric Garcia and build a system that was fitting in Coutinho and De Jong and Trincao and Pjanic? That is my biggest concern, because let me tell you, the coaches that are being linked to Barcelona are most likely going to play a 4-3-3 system. And do you think that Coutinho and De Jong and many other players are going to be wanting to go back to that system? And most importantly, you continue to refresh this system in Barcelona every 6 months. Barcelona has not stuck into something within these past year and a half. We have kept refreshing a coach, a new system since January 2019. That will be 4 different coaches within 1 year and a half. And if you're doing that, then what are we really building in Barcelona? And that is why I'd really do advise for whoever is the next president of Barcelona to really give Ronald Koeman time and a proper transfer window to really put out his ideas on the field, because it makes no sense to continue to refresh whatever is going on in the field every 6 months. That is going to affect the players and it is going to affect the transfers. And who knows, right? Maybe Coutinho might say, oh, so we're going back to a 4-3-3, we're going to play the tiki-taka way. Maybe I just don't want to be part of this. It was working out for me in the previous season, but now seeing that we might go back into this system, I want to go out. And so you see how it does get very complicated. And so this is a discussion that has to be taking place when the president does come in. But one thing is for sure, Bartomeu will step down and his board members, they will be leaving as long as everything does go through as expected. And most importantly, with Bartomeu exiting FC Barcelona, that would also mean that increase the chances of Messi staying in this club of the summer of 2021. And let me tell you, I cannot wait for that moment when this president does leave FC Barcelona. Moving on to the next topic of the day, and we are going to be talking about Dembele. So right now, as we speak, Dembele is not in international duty. He is not playing for France. Right now, he is in Barcelona. And because we are in a international break and Barcelona will not be going back until at least 1 week and a half, Dembele is taking this time frame to work on his fitness, his weaknesses, on his injuries. He's doing the best he can to bring the best version of himself when we do come back. And it says here, according to Helena, Dembele went to train voluntarily today. He also plans to go tomorrow and Saturday to the sports city, despite the fact that Ronald Koeman has given them an off day until Monday. He wants to regain his best level. And it's quite clear, right? This is something that we have talked about before. Dembele does want to prove his level. He does want to get better. He does want to prove to Koeman that he should be starting in the starting 11. We know that. Dembele did take Koeman's words on a personal level, because keep in mind, Koeman has stated multiple times that Dembele might leave the club. He prefers Trincao and Pedri over Dembele. And I really do think that because of that, Dembele is saying, I'm going to show you why you should start me in the starting 11. I'm going to show you and give you a hard time on who to pick, which is either either Trincao, Pedri, me, or Ansu Fati. I will show you what I do have, and that is a sense of maturity. That is Dembele showing us that he has matured as a player. And so putting that aside, right, knowing that Dembele is a changed character, a changed player, I do want to talk about one more report that did come out a couple of hours ago, and it says here, according to Fabrizio Romano, Barcelona were ready to accept a loan bid for Dembele, but they wanted him to extend his contract with Barcelona. The player has already said no, which basically means that Dembele said no to a contract extension with FC Barcelona. Now, you might assume and say, does that mean that Dembele does not want to be here? Does that mean that Dembele wants to move on from Barcelona? And this is what I do want to address, right? Because I know that there's many fans in Barcelona that do want Dembele to stay. And so here's the thing, right? We already know that Dembele wants to work hard in this season. He does want to prove a point. We know that already. What I do think is happening here though, seeing what he is doing on the field and seeing the decision that he made with the contract extension, what I believe is going on here is that Dembele does not want to extend under one man, and that is President Bartomeu. Most importantly, I don't think Dembele does want to extend at this time, knowing that there's going to be a new board in the year of 2021. Nor do I think to myself, right, that it would be ideal to extend any time throughout this moment, especially with Barcelona being in this phase. And so I understand Dembele's position. I think that Dembele is looking at this and saying, I want to see what the next project is going to look like. Is it going to be for me, or is it not going to be for me? Who's going to be taking over? And whoever does take over in Barcelona, who are they going to prioritize? Are they going to prioritize other players over me? Do they see me in the plans for the up and coming Barcelona in 2021 and 2022? And so, for example, right, I'm going to paint you guys a picture on what could happen. Let's just say Barcelona brings in a new president, and then they come in and say, we want Mbappe, we want Haaland, we want Lautaro Martinez, we want Sancho. And as for Dembele, he could be a super sub. Who knows if Dembele is going to want that? And that is what I mean. Dembele wants to examine, he wants to see what's going to go on after the elections do take place. Who are they going to prioritize when they are in that Barcelona office? So that's basically what's going on in Barcelona right now. Hopefully this whole voting system does get completed. Hopefully we do see the resigning of President Bartomeu and his board members. And let's hope that this does happen as soon as possible and as fast as possible, because this club greatly does need it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Keep in mind, I will be covering every match that is up and coming in this month, and that is going to be for the UCL, the Clásico, the game against Juventus. It's going to be a very exciting month, a very hectic month. And so again, I'm excited. I cannot wait to cover it. I will be covering it here in this YouTube channel. So again, welcome to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.